Greetings, y'all. It's Cril from Out the Box. I'm back for a new lyric explanation video. And today we'll be looking at select lines from the song Figaro off the classic Madvillainy album. This album features Madlib as the producer and the late great MF Doom as the MC. As always, these lyric breakdowns are just my observation and not necessarily what the artist may have fully intended with the message of these select lyrics. The analyzing of these lyrics are certainly open to other interpretation. So I just wanted to get that out there first. But let's get on with the lyrics. So the first lines we're going to be looking at are the following. The rest is empty with no brain, but the clever nerd, the best MC with no chain you ever heard. So in this line, MF Doom is basically comparing himself to whack MCs. He's saying the rest of them, these whack MCs, have no brain. In other words, they're not smart, but he's a clever nerd. So he's embracing his intelligence. And on top of that, he's saying he's the best MC without a gold or platinum chain, or necklace, He's the best MC without a gold or platinum chain you ever heard. So when you think about the late 80s and even the 90s, some of the best MCs also rocked big gold chains around their neck, right? So I don't think he's knocking those MCs at all for rocking the jewelry, but I think he's more so embracing his anti-materialist, nerdy MC mystique. He knows that the masses don't know about him, and he's fine with that. But he also knows that he's one of the best MCs. Also, when he says no chain you ever heard, he could also be talking about being free from bondage, as in the industry, right? The industry doesn't have chains or shackles over him. He's not in control by the industry. Next lines. They bit but don't know they neck shine from shinola. Everything that glitter ain't fish scale. Let me think. Don't let her faint get Ishmael. A shot of Jack got her back. It's not a axe stack. Forgot about the cackalack. Holla back. Clack, clack, blocker. Villainy. Feel him in your heart chakra. Chart topper. Start ish stopper. Be a smart shopper. So in these lines, I think MF Doom is talking about those rappers that steal rhymes, but don't realize how fake they still look, trying to emulate what they're really not. Hence the words they've bit, meaning they took his style. And the word shinola is a play on the phrase, you don't know ish from shinola, which pretty much means someone is unable to make good judgments on what's quality and what's not. Then he goes on to say, everything that glitter ain't fish scale. So this is another way of saying just because you're shining and you're flashy doesn't mean you're authentic, doesn't mean you're of quality. Then he says, let me think. Don't let her faint get Ishmael. So Ishmael is a Bible character that almost died of thirst, if not for God producing a well. So this Ishmael line is a continuation from the previous line about the fish scale. And fish scale is a form of high quality cocaine, which looks flaky and glittery. So he's saying that the person in this scenario, which is a woman, might have taken some faulty drugs. It might have looked glittery like fish scale, but wasn't real quality. So as a result of this woman taking this faulty drug, it almost made her faint. So he says, get Ishmael to help hydrate her so she doesn't faint, because Ishmael has access to the water well. And interestingly, MF Doom then says, a shot of Jack got her back. It's not an axe stack. So this is one of those lines where I think MF Doom is referencing alcohol by way of the Jack Daniels liquor as a form of re-energizing this woman. I know in reality it doesn't make sense because it's alcohol, but I think it's a play on words, like shot referencing an injection and the Jack Daniels as the form of liquid. So alcohol has a way of bringing out the liveliness in someone, but of course it could also do a lot of damage. But I think in this sense, he's using it in a positive and a playful manner. Then he goes on to say, forgot about the cackalack, holla back, clack, clack, blocker. So cackalack is slang for the Carolina states. And holla back means to reply, kind of shouting back at someone. And clack, clack, blocker is an onomatopoeia for the sound of a gun going off. So Carolina being in the South, I think he could be referencing his roots. Not saying he has actual roots in the South, but the Southern states are usually viewed as the roots, the foundation. So it's like him saying, you forgot about his roots, that he's no one to play with. And if you test him or holler back at him, be prepared to get the cack clack blocker. Now, these lines seem to be random thoughts, and I don't think they connect to any of the previous lines. But what's clear is that he's going along with the multi-syllable rhyme pattern that uses the sound ack repetitively. But it sounds good. And then he doubles down with the idea of how live he is, or how much you don't really want to mess with him because he's the villain. You could feel him in your heart chakra. Not only is he a dope MC that can top the charts, but he's also good at stopping those who try to start conflict with him. Hence the phrase start ish stopper. He goes on to tell those that want conflict with him to be smart. Don't go fishing or shopping for a problem you don't want with him. I thought that it was really clever that he used the word start ish stopper. Like he could have said he stops those that starts ish, but it sounds way doper the way he spit it. Not only because of the rhyme pattern that's in place already, but because the word sequence start ish stopper requires you to think a little bit to see if it makes sense. And quickly after, you realize it actually does make sense. So yeah, that's a standout line. Next line. Do not stand still, boast your skills, close but no krills, toast for po nails, post no bills, coast to coast Joe Schmoes flows ill, go chill, not supposed to overdose, no dose pills. So this is a pretty dope sequence of lines. There's a number of multi-syllable rhyme patterns happening with these lyrics. So that in itself is pretty cool to observe and marvel at. But let's get into what I think he means by this sequence of dope lines. So when he says, do not stand still, boast your skills, I believe he's referencing the stagnant rappers or one-dimensional mediocre rappers. He's saying, be more versatile. Don't stay still. Promote your skills. Then he says to those same rappers, you're close, but no krills. Now, krills is another word for crack. And crack is an urban slang word, which could mean something that's cool or something that's dope. So he's basically saying to the rapper, yeah, you're getting close, but your rhymes ain't that crack, meaning it ain't that good yet. He goes on to say, toast for po nails. So po nails is like saying poor zeros. So it's almost like he's making fun of these poor rappers. He's toasting a glass to their whackness by calling them poor zeros. Then he says, post no bills, which is a term that usually means no advertising, particularly when you think of people posting up flyers on a wall or advertising posters on a wall. So he's telling the rappers, don't advertise, don't push that commercialism in your music. And when you think about that line, do not stand still, that's what the posters or commercial flyers do. They stand still on a wall posted. Then he goes on to say, coast to coast, Joe Schmoes flows ill, go chill. So I had to observe this line a lot, but I think he's referencing himself in this line. He's saying he's seeing himself as a Joe Schmo, which is usually referred to as a Joe Schmo anybody. It's no one in particular. And that persona makes sense for MF Doom, especially because in a previous interview, he spoke about how the mask was worn by him so that MF Doom could be representative of anybody behind the mask. So he's embraced this anybody can don the mask mentality. So this is why I think he's referring to himself as a Joe Schmo, who's skilled and versatile enough to get the opportunity to do rap shows from coast to coast. And he also makes it known that his flows are cool, hence the words flows ill. But then he tells the whack rappers, go chill. He's got this rhyming thing locked. And he says to them, you're not supposed to overdose no dose pills. So what I think he's telling these rappers moreover is go chill. He got this rap thing under control, but they should also not sleep on him and stay awake. Hence the words, not supposed to overdose, which in this instance represents being put to sleep. And no dose pills are known as caffeine pills that are used to help keep someone awake and alert when they're feeling tired. So to me, it sounds like he's telling the person to stay awake. Don't sleep on him when he's referencing the no-dose pills. I think that line is also funny because MF Doom is making fun of the rapper when he says toast for Po Nils, but he's also commanding that the rapper pay attention to his greatness as a lyricist. So yeah, that's it for my lyric explanation video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, feel encouraged to subscribe to the channel if you like the content so you can be notified when I post a new video. Also, feel encouraged to like and share the video if you feel it would be cool for someone else to see it. You can also comment on the video to let me know your thoughts about the lyric explanations. And if you would like to support further, you can donate to our platform via Cash App or PayPal. The links will be in the description of the video as well. Much thanks again for tuning in. I'll catch you all on the next video. Peace, love, and light. Take it easy.